Charles Kolb. Since September 1997, Charles Kolb has served as president of the Committee for Economic Development, CED, with offices in New York City and Washington, D.C. Prior to joining CED, he served as general counsel and secretary of United Way of America from 1992 to 1997. During nearly 10 years of government service, he held several senior-level positions, including high-ranking positions with the U.S. Department of Education. Prior to government service, Mr. Kolb practiced law at two Washington, D.C. law firms, Covington and Burling, and Foreman and Dias. He holds an undergraduate degree from Princeton University, a master's degree in philosophy, politics, and economics from Oxford, and a law degree from the University of Virginia School of Law, where he was editor-in-chief of the Virginia Journal of International Law. He is also the author of a book on policymaking in the Bush White House and numerous law review and op-ed articles.
I'd like to thank you and the fellow members of your committee for focusing on the importance of early education. First, a little bit about the Committee for Economic Development. We are a business-led public policy organization with over 200 senior business leaders from across the country and about 25 university presidents who make up our board of trustees. And it's our trustees who decide to get engaged in issues such as campaign finance reform, health care, globalization and trade, and of course education, which has been one of our major projects really for much of our now 66-year history. Some of you will remember that in 1989, the first President Bush convened a summit in Charlottesville with just about all of the nation's governors. And out of that Charlottesville Education Summit, with bipartisan leadership from then Governor Bill Clinton, Governor Roy Romer, and others, came a series of 6 national education goals. And these arose in the first Bush administration, and they were continued through the entire Clinton administration. And one of those goals, I believe the first goal, was that by the year 2000, all of our children, not some, but all of our children would arrive at school ready to learn. It didn't happen. You have to ask yourselves why it didn't happen. Well, when CED 6 years ago went into the issue of early education reform, we began with that question. Why didn't it happen, and what would it take to make it happen? And beginning in 2002, we produced 2 reports. The first was called Preschool for All, Investing in a Productive and Just Society. And I believe that the day we released this report, we came up to the Congress and met with Senator Kennedy and also with Congressman Castle to talk about the importance of investing in early education. And in 2006, we released our second report, The Economic Promise of Investing in High-Quality Preschool. Now, we're a business group, and we chose that word investing for a reason, because business leaders understand that if you make the right investments at the front end, you tend to get better results in the future. Or to put it differently, a business leader who has a problem with his or her product or service doesn't fix it at the end, doesn't fix it in the middle. They fix it up front. And there's a reason for doing that. We've tried over the last several years to explain, really to explore deeply, the issue of the economic returns to these front-end investments in early education. Now, we often like to tease the French for a variety of reasons, and they're teasable. But they get it right. If you look at how France, as a country, invests in early education, they get it right. The British get it right. But when you look at where the United States of America, the richest country ever in the history of the world, if you look at where we stand in the OECD rankings, we're not first, we're not fifth, we're not 10th, we're near the bottom. Why is that? You get out what you put in. And so our effort over the last several years has really been to try and influence the debate so that more and more people in this country, including leaders in the Congress, will focus on the importance of these front-end investments. We have a problem in this country when it comes to making investment decisions. We have triple deficits: trade, budget, savings. We don't invest enough in our infrastructure. We don't invest enough in foreign languages. Oddly, we overinvest when it comes to caloric consumption. That's why we have an obesity epidemic. But we don't seem to be able to get these investment issues right from the start. And I would hope that one of the things that your committee can do, and your fellow colleagues in the country, is to demonstrate the leadership that we need to make these investments in early education a national priority. In my view, if you want the No Child Left Behind Act to succeed, whatever you think of it, if you want it to succeed, it's not going to get there unless you get it right up front. I mean, when you go to test the fourth graders and the eighth graders, if these young people have not gotten what they need up front, you're not going to be getting 100% proficiency. So let me conclude by asking you to help this country make early childhood education the #1 domestic priority. Investing in our children is not only the right thing to do, it's investing in our future and it's investing in our democracy. CED, as a group of business and academic leaders, is ready to help. Thank you very much.